Alright guys, welcome back to Predominance Raids. This is Raiden here, bringing you guys another episode in our War Recap series. Sorry it's been a little bit since I've posted a video. I actually was on a little family vacation with the kids and the wife to Disney World and just got back a few days ago. And unfortunately when I was gone, missed one really cool war, so I don't know if you guys can see down there. Predominance got a random match against the Lost, and the Lost is a very, very high-level fair play clan. I think they've beat WHF and One Hive 2.0 and some other very well-known clans. And we actually did a really good job. You can see it was a 25v25. And unfortunately, the replays were wiped before I could get back. But the Lost actually had a pretty significant Town Hall advantage. I think they were plus +2 Town Hall 11s, and I think +1 or 2 Town Hall 10s, and we were able to hang in there and make it close. And then the matchup after that went against the TWC clan, Clan War BR, so I think they almost got a perfect war. They missed it by 1 star, so obviously that was one we weren't going to win. And then we will do a recap on 786 Brothers, so that'll be probably posted to the channel sometime within the next few days. But I wanted to go ahead and do the most recent one, which was against this clan, I Eat NOOB. So we'll go ahead and take a look. And we won pretty decisively. This was actually a very high-level, I think, fair play French clan. And we had a pretty big Town Hall advantage, but we also just did an awesome job and wrecked these guys. So really quick, let's just go ahead and take a look here. We, on our side, almost got a perfect war. So we left number 1, which is a Town Hall 11, got a 2-star. We tripled everything. I think we left... Yeah, we left 1-9 on the board, but we actually only left it because we were trying to do, we were trying to triple some bases up top. We could have tripled that actually had we actually cared to, but we knew we were going to win. And then everything else we cleared the board with. We did have +2 Town Hall 11s. We had 3 to their 1, and then I think we had +1 Town Hall 10. But the Town Hall 9s, they were heavier on, which doesn't really matter nowadays, but just excellent performance by us. They really struggled on a lot of our bases. So going over to our side, they were only able to 1-star our top 11. They weren't able to get any 3s on our TH10s. They did get RC, who's a 9-5. And then they left quite a bit on the 9s. They really struggled. So 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they left quite a few 9s. To their credit, some guys in their clan were awesome. Actually brought some really, really nice attacks. And had it been a more fair matchup, I think it would have been a lot closer. But good job to those guys, but excellent job to everybody at Predom. I apologize. This is probably going to be a little bit a longer video. I'm going to just show a lot of attacks because there were some really good ones. And I don't normally show Town Hall 11 versus Town Hall 10 attacks just because they're bully attacks. But we are going to take a look at number 3, which was Randy on their their second highest TH10. And this was an anti-3 layout. It wasn't, just some foreign base, and it was, basically max defense. Some point defense was not max. But Randy has just been on an absolute roll recently. I think he's got like 6 TH10 3-stars in a row, something like that. So basically comes in 2 golems at the top. Grand Warden, Archer Queen, Wizards just to set the funnel. I like the Earthquake spell there because it does give him, entry where he's not going to have to really worry about a jump spell and that AQ not taking that jump spell or some witches not taking it. And as soon as the CC comes out, he drops his one and only freeze on such high value. Gets 3 Teslas, gets an Inferno Tower, gets the Clan Castle troops as well. And then because he was only doing 1 set of EQs, drops a nice jump spell down there in the core, and that's going to basically get him through the rest of the base. And all he has to do now is just basically protect his witches as much as possible. So as soon as they start to engage with some of the splash damage and multi-target, he's going to pop that Grand Warden ability. So there it goes. And honestly, just crush this one. Again, not a max 10, but Randy's not a max 11 either. Doesn't have a max BK, doesn't have a max Warden. And this one was just never close, just has tons of witches. I think the splash damage was probably just too spread out on this base for mass witch. But let's go ahead and speed it up here. As you can see, just got tons of witches running around the outside, and the Archer Queen still with her ability at about half health. And the witches are just going to make work of the rest of the base, and I think he's got 6, maybe witches alive at the end. So again, just really nice attack there. All right, so good job, Randy. We're going to go ahead and jump down to RC. And this was 9.5 on 9.5. They did have, I think, 3 9.5s, and I think we only had one of them. And this was a base that I had tried to hit earlier and kind of messed up here. And RC ends up actually making almost the same mistake, but makes a really good adjustment. So what we were trying to do, I'll just pause it really quick, but basically the idea was to Archer Queen walk this direction, and basically set a nice minion or wizard funnel over here, and then break this piece of wall compartment here. And the reason that that piece of wall compartment is important is all about the angle that the healers take. And notice how he puts the healers in the direction that his Archer Queen is going to walk, which is a lot better than putting the healers over here, because then they're going to wrap around and be more accessible to be shot by any type of air defense. But by breaking this wall compartment section, the Archer Queen comes in here, and the healers basically stay away from this air defense. But what ended up happening on my attack and also on his attack is the wall breakers come in here, and it just prevents the Archer Queen from getting into that compartment earlier. It just leaves the healers much more exposed. But RC does a much better job adapting than I did. So does need to drop a rage spell pretty early just because of the 3-point defense. But the idea was basically to charge, then EQ that core, where he can get into basically 6 compartments just with an earthquake. And you'll notice there the wall breakers do kind of go off. But his healers have not yet taken any damage, and that was because of the way he initially dropped them in a really good spot. And their only healer air defense is only going to get about 4 shots off. He doesn't even lose a healer. And that was also because, I don't know if you noticed, he dropped a wizard here. That wizard helped basically break the funnel for the Archer Queen on that side, which prevented her from having to take some time shooting those buildings. Did have some air skellies pop here, but I think he just drops a minion, or no, I think he just lets the Archer Queen maybe take him out. 2 hogs just to take that cannon just for funneling purposes. And then the Archer Queen is just going to start to go to work. He's going to wait for the Archer Queen, I think, to draw the clan castle, which was a P.E.K.K.A. But down at the bottom, he's got a Golem coming in with a giant, sending a nice funnel. And then he has some Valks and a BK that are going to go in just to take care of both enemy heroes and clear that compartment. You'll see the P.E.K.K.A. did come out and engage with the Archer Queen, but wisely he saved the ability. I had to actually pop mine, and therefore I lost the Archer Queen in my attack. And again, the big part of this was just the Archer Queen clearing out basically every double giant bomb possible spot just by herself. And then some hogs come in here just to flank the defenses from both sides. And there's not much of the base left at this point. Does drop 2 giants down there, which was really smart. If you look at this compartment, this is just death to hogs. That's 2 Tesla farm and then 2 wizard towers. If he didn't drop those giants, a lot of those hogs would not have survived with that much DPS there and the splash damage. And drop some cleanup troops. Got plenty of hogs left. We'll speed it up. As this one was just crushed. I don't even know if he lost a hog the entire time. So excellent job there by RC. And again, it was 9.5 on 9.5, so it wasn't a true Town Hall 10 dip. All right, so that was really nice. Basically, every attack this war was awesome. Let's see. All right, we're gonna look at Adrian's second attack. He had a 6-star war. He's been absolutely crushing for us, which is no surprise. But this was a really cool one. So basically, notices that in this top compartment, both heroes are there. And the way that he has it set up is that you can't just wall break in and swap with a BK and a Golem. There is a secondary wall layer, which is forcing you to use a jump, which is actually smart. But the heroes are not the right distance from this wall layer. So he knows that if he does an AQ walk from this direction up at 12 and pushes her down towards 9 o'clock, that both heroes will be in range, which is an excellent trade for any type of AQ walk if you can get that. And then even though there's a ton of junk over here, basically once he clears from this elixir collector to this camp, there's just no other perimeter buildings that can stop him. So comes in with a nice GoVaHo AQ walk there to get into this section. And then I love his hog deployment on this base, but we'll take a look here. So we're going to speed up the AQ walk portion just to kind of get through this a little bit faster. And again, that BK and the Archer Queen are just too close. BK actually jumps both walls. Does drop a rage spell there, and then a nice pre-poison on the AQ. so that he doesn't have to pop his AQ ability yet. So very, very smart job there. And then doesn't wait, just already starts in with his CB. I think he may have wanted to, yeah, he wants the AQ to meet up with everything in the kill squad. These guys had almost exclusively lava hounds in their clan castles, so sometimes we were doing split hero stuff if it was a clean attack, just to keep the archer queen away from the hound. But you'll notice there, so here's what I love. 2 hogs go in at the bottom. But then at this point, we'll pause it. We'll pause it really quick. So at this point, he knows his Valks and his kill squad are going to push into both of these compartments, and they're going to eliminate basically any type of remaining double giant bomb threats that could be this way or that way. So as a result, he just comes in with his hogs, basically a 2-finger drop from 12 o'clock, because he knows that the pathing is going to essentially just work this way and keep them away from all those double giant bomb spots, keeps them nice and grouped together for the heal spells. So just excellent, excellent hog pathing here. Yep, and you'll see there kind of a mini Asian wall. Nice giant to tank there. Valks and kill squad still doing work in the core. Archer Queen still at full health with those healers behind. And again, a lot of real perimeter ADs on this base, so not the best location for them, and really keeps the healers out of range. And even though he just had the 1 heal for the hogs, he's got just enough firepower to get through that remaining wizard tower and mortar, and then already got cleanup troops going up at the top. So I loved that attack. I loved the idea behind it for the Archer Queen walk, the value that he got from killing both heroes. And then with any good attack, Archer Queen is still up at the end for a walker charge. That's normally a 3-star. All right, guys, we're going to take a look at a few more here. Let's see. We're going to look at Slabo on number 15. Wes had a really cool attack here. Sorry guys, I'm recording from a phone instead of the iPad, so it's like weird to format the imaging on the screen. But AQ comes down over at 9 o'clock, and this was an AQ charge. And anytime you have like a dead zone base or a very large compartment, like an 8 or 9 compartment spread base, and anytime it's this easy to break in, Archer Queen charge is probably your number 1 option as a high level TH9 with big heroes. And we're just going to speed up the charge portion here. Nice minions there to break the funnel to prevent her from stepping back outside that compartment he broke into. Hound does come out, but not a big deal. There's only 1 splash hitting her, so she's in no risk of dying there. Doesn't need to drop any spells. Doesn't need to pop the ability. And then comes in with the CB Golem down at the bottom. And this was a clean attack, and he knew that basically in this compartment here there was a Tesla farm. And so excellent idea to come in this direction with his kill squad. I think he's going to throw a nice jump spell down right here to get them in to that. What it's going to do is basically the Archer Queen has eliminated, 2 double giant bomb threats. The kill squad with the Golems and Valks is going to eliminate another double giant bomb threat. And then at this point, there's only going to be like this section of the base, those defenses, and then a little bit up top for the hogs to clear. And at this point, 15 hogs, basically the hogs are just cleanup troops, which you'll notice is kind of the case for a lot of Archer Queen charges. And wisely drops the heal there for the Valks and the Barbarian King, because they're going to need it more than the hogs to deal with that DPS. Archer Queen is actually going to get the enemy Archer Queen there. And again, I don't know if you noticed, the theme here is using those poison spells on the enemy heroes. It oftentimes saves you having to use an ability or a spell, which is huge. Too often I see guys at the end of a raid with 2 poison spells, and they got like a 89% 2-star, and it could have been different had they utilized those poison spells in some fashion on the heroes. But basically didn't even need, looks like 6 or 7 of his hogs. And everything is alive at this point. Both heroes up, plenty of hogs. He's got cleanup wizards. So just absolutely wrecked that base. So awesome, awesome job there to Slabo. All right, we're going to take a look here at KC on number 16. 24 on 16, and KC has been stepping it up big time. Only 10-15 heroes, another max defense TH9, and he's normally been getting 1 to 2 triples per war, so he has really improved. Wanted to go ahead and take a look at what is becoming his staple here, which is a stoned EQ GoHo. So a really good spot there for an Earthquake spell, because it opens up about 45% of the base, a lot of the DBG spots as well. What I love about this attack was just the patience, really, really patient with his hog deployment and his spells. And that's really the key with the Stoned GoHo. You have so much tanking in front with the 3 golems. You want to let those golems get out there, get into as deep in the base as they possibly can, and let your DPS behind clear out as many double giant spots as double giant bombs potential spots. So nice delayed Barbarian King. If you'll notice there, he set a beautiful funnel, really nice and wide there, so no risk of anything steering on him. Snuck a few hogs in there, I think up at 12 o'clock. Could have probably done it with 1 less, but still I think it was like a 2-for-1 trade, so pretty good idea there, and just to help with hog pathing as well. And Barbarian King takes out enemy AQ there, and again, that's a level 10 BK on a 22 Archer Queen, so not the easiest thing in the world. And then is letting those lava pups soak up the damage there by the, the attention of the golems. Now, here's a really interesting part here, and this is just kind of showing the maturity and the improvement for KC. So his first group of hogs was 6 or 7, and this was a fresh attack, so we didn't know where anything was, but he obviously recognizes this as being at least one potential double giant bomb spot. So rather than pumping in too many hogs here or wasting a heal spell, these are basically potential sacrifice hogs. If there's a double giant bomb there, oh well, you're going to lose a small group, but you cleared out 4 or 5 defenses. If there's not, then you can probably heal around this wizard tower, but you don't want to throw down a premature heal if you know there's no way to trigger those bombs one at a time. So we'll go ahead and resume. And there does end up being one there, Suicide Hogs. So he does lose 5 or 6, but it's really not that big of a deal because he still has the 3 heal spells in the bag. This is what I mean when I say the patience with the deployment. And the Archer Queen is still up. And she's just now getting into range of some defenses, but most of those defenses are being targeted by the Hogs. And because he still had 3 heal spells for a small section of the base, he can basically keep the Hogs and heal the remainder of the time. So even though it's a small group, both double giant bomb sets have been triggered. And we'll speed it up here, but excellent attack by KC. Like I said, man, you've definitely improved quite a bit, so it's what we're looking for. And hoping to see more out of that from you in the future. Okay. We are going to look at B-Nails on 17. So we're just going down one more. I want to give you guys some variety. This was a really nice Zap Quake mass drag. So looking at it really quick here, this is not a good base layout. So basically Zap Quake's the AD that was furthest away. And then if you look here, you got 1, 2, you've got 3 ADs basically all in the same spot, as well as both sweepers and an expo. So really good job here dissecting the base, and basically just decides to Zap Quake the one that he can't reach, coming with a shattered golems and then his heroes here over at about 1:30 and 2 o'clock, with the idea being he wants to get all 3 ADs. He wants to get deep into the base. Doesn't need to worry about getting the Archer Queen because it's a dragon raid. If he does get her, it's a bonus. He can also get some splash damage. He's going to get some sweepers. He might potentially get an expo. So again, just exploiting the layout as you see it. He had a lot of wizards this attack too. I don't know if you saw. He brought like 12 wizards, which at first I thought was a lot, but it allowed him to create a really nice funnel, and it gave him some more DPS in the core there, since he was only bringing basically the heroes behind the golems. And then already starts him with the dragons. He doesn't need to wait. He knows the dragon speeds are slow. Doesn't matter if his heroes stay up this entire raid. It's all going to be up to the dragons at this point. Does have a rage spell still in the bag, and utilizes it in a good spot. Gets it, I think, on 4 or 5 dragons as they get through the town hall, through some high HP storages, and then the only threat here is basically this little section with the sweeper, which can be kind of annoying. Some Teslas and an expo, but that AQ is still up. She's actually going to break into this compartment and help out those dragons. Still has a dragon clearing on the top, so really good pathing, good funneling for the dragons. And very, very impressive, Brandon. Really nice dragon attack, man. So I was happy to see that one. Keep it up. All right, we're going to take a look at, I think, 2 more. Yeah, we're going to look at 2 more. We're going to look at my attack on 21. And again, not to bore you guys, but just to give you some idea here as I see these bases, what we're looking at. So this one, just immediately, the first thing I thought of was Archer Queen Charge. Partially because that's what I normally first think of, but if you look at this section of the base, where there's no walls here and there's this runway. It's fairly easy to direct the Archer Queen into this compartment, and once she gets in here, it is basically she has access to everything. She has access to these double giant bomb potential spots. She has access to the Archer Queen. She has access to about half the point defense in the base, the CC troops. And so the idea was to just, create a nice funnel for her to get her into that little lane. And I'm not sure I utilized the Golem in the best spot. I brought in a Golem from 12 o'clock and a Barbarian King, but I didn't have like a jump spell or anything for him. And it was because I needed 2 heals, I thought, for the Hogs and 2 rages for the Archer Queen. Turns out I could have used a jump spell and probably would have made sense to drop it somewhere in there. The Golem just kind of gets stuck, but we'll go ahead and take a look here and kind of talk through it. So EQ comes down. I think it was 5 healers? Maybe 4 healers? Yeah, I think 4 healers. Drop a giant up at the top there just to make sure that funnel is set nice and wide. 2 wizards. Try to sneak a minion there at the bottom. And so she's just going to start working some of these storages. So it was a slower attack, but again, these Archer Queen charges sometimes, with the extra 30 seconds, it's still very viable even with a lower level AQ. And then as soon as that Archer Tower was distracted right here, I dropped in 2 minions with the idea being I wanted them to kill actually that cannon. And then again, I drop in that Barbarian King, drop in the Golem up at the top. And I wanted them to pull the Lava Hound, so I was successful with that. I didn't want the Archer Queen to pull it. And at this point, I kind of lost track of my Archer Queen. I started in with my Hog deployment over at 2 o'clock, and I pre-poisoned the Archer Queen. But the poison spell kind of wears off, and I almost lose my Archer Queen, but last second I saw her, she was about to die, and I popped the ability. And then worked Hogs in from the bottom section at about 5 o'clock. Had 1 last heal spell for him. And there was only the 1 Expo that could shoot him at this point. So at this point I knew it was a 3-star and decided I was going to go ahead and swag that Rage Spell. So Rage Spell comes down in the middle with both heroes up and some Hogs to clean. So that one went pretty well. And then definitely my favorite attack of the war was Perfect Storm on number 23. And this is Slabo's Midi, if you guys don't know. And this is like a very popular anti-3 base. A lot of people are running variations of this base. This one was different than I had seen because this guy actually had it where there was a Tesla farm, I think in this section here, and this was a clean attack. And I've never seen this layout with a Tesla farm there. Now, if you looked, again, max defense Town Hall 9, level 16 and 16 heroes against 10-10 heroes. So this is basically a baby TH9 hitting at max defense Town Hall 9. And he looked at me, and we were kind of talking through this base, and he just said, how do I deal with this Tesla farm over at 3 o'clock? Because there's the Tesla farm, and there's 1, 2, 3-point defense, plus like an Expo that can be in range. So there's just so much DPS right in this section here. And with a level 10 Archer Queen, you're really limited. Ordinarily, if you had like a 25 Archer Queen, you could just charge her in here. But I was thinking, no, that's not going to work. She's going to die. So I looked at it for like 6 seconds, and I said, oh, well, the best way to do it is drop a Golem and drop healers on the Golem, and then drop your Archer Queen behind. And so it's basically a Golem healer charge with the Archer Queen just standing there, picking off all these buildings, but staying out of range as the Golem just lives much longer. And then as soon as the Golem dies, the healer should theoretically switch back to the Archer Queen, and it just converts into a normal charge. And he said, man, I only got 13 Hogs to do it. And he basically came up with the rest of the attack. So only that part was my idea. He did an awesome job kind of filling in. But this just worked so cool and was really fun to watch. So Golem comes down. And then 3 healers, which was the perfect amount. 4 would have been too many. 2 would have not been enough. And starts to break a funnel there with the minion. And again, the whole idea here is that this Golem is just allowing the Archer Queen to get into this compartment. She's going to take out all these defenses, but if it was just her and the healers, you would have to use 2 rage spells, you'd have to pop the ability, and instead, just for basically 30 spaces with that Golem, you get just super tank. And I think this was another Lava Hound in the CC, so he already starts in with his Golem at 9 o'clock, which is difficult, because now he's basically having to look at 2 different sides of the base simultaneously. And I think he wants his troops over at 9 o'clock to trigger the clan castle since it's a Lava Hound. And then again, Golem dies, Golemites die. Healers switch back to the Archer Queen. And she's just going to finish taking out that compartment, as well as taking out a double giant bomb threat, I think, there. Drops a poison on the enemy CC, which again was smart, and the Valks get a nice heal spell. And at this point, he's only got 13 hogs for quite a bit of the base left, and only 2 heal spells. But the Archer Queen is still tanking a lot of those defenses over at 9. His Kill Squad is still tanking a lot of those core and bottom defenses. And just excellent hog pathing, keeping them away from the threats. Deploying them in spots where he knows he has some tanking already. So first heal spell comes down. He's still got 6 hogs left in the bag. Last group of hogs come down. They're going to converge around that wizard tower. And he's going to throw that last heal spell down around both wizard towers and the last point defense. And we'll speed it up here, but awesome attack. This was one of the cooler attacks I've seen in the last few wars. And just really good execution. You know, that's what we do. We share thoughts. Our guys communicate very well. We do a lot of sketches. We do a lot of talking through and planning. And everyone kind of contributes with their ideas. And we just take the best ideas and we roll with them. And yeah, I think out of 13 hogs, he only lost 4 of them. I think he had like 9 alive at the end. So just really cool attack. So awesome war to everybody at Predom. A lot more great attacks in here, guys. I'm sorry I couldn't show them all. Just so you guys know, too, so we just recently changed some things with Predominance. Let's go ahead and take a look here. But we split Predom, and we had Predom 2, which was kind of our feeder clan, but it was mostly just a clan for people that wanted to relax. They had heroes that were upgrading, that they wanted to opt out or war with one hero. We've recently decided to go in the direction of trying to make Predom even more of an elite fair play war clan, really get them involved in more hardcore warring. So right now it's Town Hall 9 and above only. We are actively recruiting Town Hall 9s with 15 plus heroes, ideally 2020s, but we will take 15 plus. But if you guys are interested in joining, you cannot just try and join through the clan. You have to go and contact Perfect Storm 2580 online, and there is an interview process which takes place. But if you guys know any TH9s or TH10s or TH11s that are looking for a good clan, Predom is definitely on the rise. Just recently also joined the EWA, which is a group of very well-known fair play alliance clans. So we're hoping to do a lot of scrimmages and arranged wars, and really, since we've split, we've got nothing but quality opponents, which is what we're looking for. But check out the next recap coming within the next few days, and thank you guys for your patience with the longer video. We appreciate all the support, and this is Raiden signing out. I'll see you guys next time.